Hello. Right. Today is for me, well, I'd say quite a big day, but in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a big day. But still, I got a battle with MTGXerxes, and if you don't know him, then dear God, he's a damn good battler in his own right, and he's the main reason I started doing Pokemon. So yeah, I'm pretty grateful to be getting a battle with him. Anyway, he leads off with Ambipom, I lead off with Medicham. He's going to be quick. He's going to have a quicker fake out. So I go into Gliscor, because Gliscor's going to take Jack. Except it actually takes quite a lot. So I didn't like that, but I'm thinking, right, who the hell is going to stay in against a Gliscor if you're physical, unless you have Ice Punch or Avalanche or something. So I'm predicting him to switch out to something else, and I'm going to go into Medicham to capitalise on that. Except he goes into a Dusknoir. But then I think, right, Medicham's physical, and Dusknoir's got Will-O-Wisp, so he's going to want to do that. So I'm going to Magic Coat it. I'm still under the weather, as you can see. Or here. Yeah, here. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to Magic Coat it and bounce it back. I mean, this game lasted well over an hour. It was a really, really good match. There's a lot of thinking. Although I kind of clicked buttons without really paying attention, and then I thought, hang on a minute. But, you know, that's the way I play. I make risky plays and then think about it later after I've cocked up. And now he's got a burn Dusknoir. I'd rather have it Toxic, but I don't have anything with Toxic on it. Now, I'm going to Infernape, because he's burn, he's going to do Jackal, and he switches into Gliscor. Now, I try and sub, thinking maybe he'll switch, but most apes are physical nowadays, so I didn't think he would. And this, in my opinion, was a really bad play on my part. I went for Overheat, just trying to get damage on it, because I have Regice to kill it, but he's quicker than Regice, and he's not going to stay in. So I think it's right, I'll get an Overheat off on it, it'll do a lot of damage, and maybe I can bring in something else to kill it. That was what was going through my head, but in reality it wasn't a very good play. And then I just go straight into Regice anyway. I guess to threaten him out, I didn't want him roosting, because that'd just be a waste. And then I used the sub to capitalise on that, because I knew he wouldn't stay in. He'd be absolutely mental if he did. And he starts Toxic Spike, and I'm thinking, great, I can get up some charge beams, get some boosts going, and maybe get somewhere, as opposed to getting my arse handed to me, and just chucking pokes away to get residual damage on things. That's never a good idea. But it's the way I played. What are you going to do? I don't think he stays in again, because just letting anything set up's a bad idea. So he goes into Ambipom, and then I click Icy Wind, because I'm thinking, well, +2, what have I got to lose? And then I remember he's got double hit, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to break the sub first turn, and then hit me the second turn. And I think Regice took like 100 from that, so I could have taken another one. But Icy Wind kills it regardless, so that's good. I'm not going to get 6-0'd. Hooray! I think, yeah, I don't think I should have stayed in. Actually, no, what am I talking about? No, I'm retarded. No, I should have stayed in. Although I was worried it would do a lot more than that, because even though Regice has got base 100 defense, I have no investment. So, you know, it was a risky play. And then comes Breloom, and I'm thinking, okay, unless he spores me, I'm not going anywhere. Because if I let that thing have a free sub, oh, that's bad. That is bad times for me. So I just stay in an Icy Wind. You know, he was just trying to sub predicting my switch, see if he could sleep anything slightly more, you know, worthwhile than my Regice. But I'm not, you know, playing ball with that one. I'm going to stay in and then force him to spore me effectively. So he spores me, and now I've got to figure out, right, what the hell do I want to go to deal with this? And I think my thought process was, I'll go to Medicham, fake out, get killed, and then go to Togekiss and Extreme Speed. But he switches into Azelf, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll fake that out then. It's fine by me. I will take that any day of the week. So, thinking that I could have edited out the waiting times, but this is my downtime stuff, so this is where I can be lazy and just narrate over it and be happy. But yeah, this was quite a complex match. We actually had, we both had pretty decent teams that counted each other quite well, apart from a couple of my guys, and I really kind of wish I didn't throw my ape away. It would have been quite useful later on. So I fake out, and then he psychics me, and then I force palm just for the hell of it in case I might paralyze it, and he psychics, and I live with 1 HP, so I'm cool. And in comes Togekiss, I'm thinking, right, no one in their right mind will expect this to be physical. No one ever does. So I'm thinking, I can extreme speed it and take it out. But he switches, and I'm like, no! But I hit the Tentacruel, and it does half, and I'm like, fucking hell. And he's like, whoa, how that, is it, what? How did it do that much? And he goes into Dusknoir, and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to switch now. A, because I'm not going to do Jack O. B, I don't want to get Will-O-Wisp. And C, I can make him think I'm banded. And I go into Gliscor, and he goes for an Ice Punch. And I was like, aha, that's not good. But then I remember he's burned, so I'm okay. Now, that was a very risky play, because he could have Will-O-Wisped, and that would have been just awful. Because Gliscor can't really hit much of EQ, but I could get rid of that Tentacruel, and that would be nice. And I could still hit the Dusknoir for decent damage, I guess. So I taunt. I'm like, you are not burning me, boy. No way in hell. If you are going to do anything, I will force you to Ice Punch me. However, this is a really dumb play I make. I should have predicted the switch into Gliscor, but instead I go with counter, and that was just stupid of me. Because now he's seen it, and now that was another dumb play. Although, in my mind, I couldn't not taunt, because if he roosted, then in my mind it was game over, because I just wasted my ape. But then he Ice Fangs and freezes me, and I noticed two things. One, that didn't do as much as I thought it would, and two, it froze me. So now I have to go into Togekiss, and he goes into his elf, and he's like, oh crap, it's going to kill me. But I have to go for it. I need to extreme speed it, because Regice might take 2 hits, in theory, but, I don't really exactly want to try that. So I have to go for it. He goes into Dusknoir, obviously. And I'm thinking, okay, he's going to Wisp this turn. So I'm just going to Aerial Ace to get some damage. And he's like, what? That isn't banded? I'm like, yeah. But he Pain Splits instead. I'm like, oh, I should have seen that coming as well. I'm a twat. So now I'm thinking, well, fuck it. I'm just going to Heal Bell now. I need to get the freeze off of Gliscor. And I think something else is poisoned. It was mainly to get the freeze off of Gliscor. That was my thought process. That's all I cared about at that point. And then he burns me. And I'm like, well, he's just going to Will-O-Wisp again, predicting a switch or predicting my Heal Bell. So I just roost to get all my HP back. But he was astounded at how much damage this Togekiss did to his Tentacruel. Because he runs his banded one, which is kind of where I got my inspiration from. And he says his one doesn't do that much. Whereas mine is just beasting it up. I mean, all the battles I've used it in, it gets me fairly close to winning, or it makes me win. Or gets me the win, you know what I mean. So, we were both pretty shocked at how much damage this thing did. And it actually, an Aerial Ace on a Dusknoir, I thought it would do crap all, but it did a fairly decent chunk, which I was quite happy with. Wow, this is a lot of thinking, and this is a lot of rambling on my part. So I go into Gliscor again, and he goes straight into his Gliscor. And I think I could take another Ice Fang from the damage beforehand, but I believe I Roost first, or I Taunt first. No, I Roost, because I'm not risking it. And he goes to Stealth Rock. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I mean, it's Togekiss and Regice going to be taking a lot of damage coming in, and that's not something I exactly want. And here, for some reason, I was so fixated on countering this Gliscor. I was playing mind games on myself. I was thinking, okay, I can counter him here. He won't see it coming, trying to be all tricky and funky, when in reality, I should have just taunted or left. Because I knew I could take 2. I would have been okay. I could have taunted. I could have predicted the switch. But no, I kept trying to counter him. And, he played around. He played well with it. He got his health back, and then he switches out. And I'm just sitting there with, no initiative, because I've just been sitting there mashing counter like a right idiot. So he goes into Azelf. And I think I go into Regice, because it's like, okay, I've forced myself into a position where I have to go into Regice. Gliscor can't hit it, so it's irrelevant. Togekiss could take a hit, but back to Dusknoir, same deal again. Although I think I might go into Licky Licky. I'm not sure. No, I don't think I would. No, I'm fairly adamant I go into Regice. Although I think he was trying to... No, yeah, I go into Regice. Because Regice has got Signal Beam. And I'm thinking, okay, that'll kill. And that'll be alright. It actually took it quite well, considering I have no special defense investment. Or like 4 EVs or something, or 6. Even though the last 2 don't matter. So I'm kind of sitting here thinking, I'll go for it, but he has too many things to take it. His team counters mine really well. When you consider it was a grab bag, he picked a pretty good bunch of pokes. So I go for the Signal Beam, it hits, you know, the Tentacruel, and I'm in my head, like, again, I'm playing mind games on myself, I'm thinking, right, he might go back to Azelf, predicting the Charge Beam, and then kill me off. So I was like, I'll just go for another Signal Beam, to try and catch him with that. But it was kind of a dumb play. I didn't really need to. If I was going to go for anything, I should have gone for Icy Wind. Slowed something down. But no, I went with Signal Beam again. And here, I go with Icy Wind, because, like, now, because I'm thinking, okay, I just want to slow something down. And he goes right back to Tentacruel. Which is quite funny. Even though it's -1 speed, it still outspeeds Regice. Which I just found funny. So I just want to keep going with Icy Winds. I just want to make sure it's really slow, because I need one turn where Togekiss can get a heal bell off. But I don't. I go into Licky Licky. And I'm thinking, okay, if I'm going to do anything, now is the time. So I go with Power Whip and it hits the Dusknoir. I'm like, yes! And then I think, okay, this Licky Licky is a Brave Nature, so it's really freaking slow, even for a Licky Licky. I'm thinking, it might not outspeed. Everything else is really, really high HP. I can't switch because he'll Pain Split. And then it turns out I'm quicker, and I'm like, well, damn, Licky. Well played, son. I applaud you for your outspeeding a really, really slow poke. But still, it made quite a lot of the difference. So, well done, Licky. And here, I'm thinking, okay, he's got 3 pokes left. He's got that Azelf, he's got that Tentacruel, and he's got someone else. I can't remember, a Gliscor. But I completely forgot about his Breloom, which is quite funny because it's his signature poke. I completely forgot. I thought, oh, I'd killed it somewhere down the line. So he brings it in, and he was telling me his thought process was that he could sub and just stall me out of Toxic and Life Orb. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to Fire Blast. Because if it misses, I'm done. That's it. It's game over. So I just explode, knowing he'll sub, and then I can bring in Togekiss and Extreme Speed, or Heal Bell, whatever one, you know, I don't know. That was my thought process. So he goes into Gliss. Oh no, I tried the Aerial Ace, thinking it's ×4 super effective. It is a hustle stab boosted move, so maybe I figured it would kill. But now I figure I think here I roost because the Ice Thing. I just wanted to see how much it would do and whether I was safe to go for the Heal Bell. Because like I say, if I Heal Belled and it did like 100 or 20 points too much, then I was boned. So I go for the Heal Bell here, and the one play I was worrying about was on the Licky Licky he would go into a Zelf, because none of my pokes can really deal with a Zelf. And Extreme Speed from Togekiss might have taken it out, but it would have been really close, and I could have missed. So there you go. And here I'm roosting up. I'm trying to think, what do I want to do? And then it DCs. I'm like, no! Oh, that's awful. But still, I got a battle with Xerxes. I am more than happy. Thank you, Xerxes. Thank you for asking me for a battle. Yeah. There's not much I can say here. Like I say, Xerxes was the guy who got me into battling. I'm sure a lot of people can say that, but I'm still just as grateful for it at the end of the day. So thanks for that. Sorry about the DC, but what are you going to do? And like I say in the credits, you deserve every bit of praise going to you, man. Alright, that's it from me. In a bit, people. Peace.